right? Talking is what we do right here. This is Newspaper Review. I am Moses Humphrey. And of course, we have Dr. Barrister. I was going to just call him Doctor. Barrister Darlington Agumo we bring him back to the show. Barrister, thanks for joining us again on Newspaper Review.
It's my pleasure, reluctantly.
All right, Chukwuma Okoro, of course, right here together. We'll be running through the papers. Now, let's start off with the Punch newspaper. Killings. IG deploys special anti-bandit squads nationwide. Bandits strike again. Kill 18 in Kwara. Benue. Northern governors talk tough. All right. And some of the headlines here as well. Emergency rule, Fubara may shift ground after Tinubu's UK meeting. Nigeria's rebased inflation to hit 37% in 2026, IMF. 8 banks spend 4.61 trillion naira on salaries, operations. 18 Africans among cardinals to elect new pope. That's the pictorial there on the cover page of the Punch newspaper. Flight disruptions likely. Flight disruptions likely over NIMET workers' strike. And stray bullet kills 16-year-old at Lagos anti-cultism walk. Senate lambasts Bakari over rubber stamp remark. All right, so these are the headlines on the cover page of the Punch newspaper. Well, we've touched on the majority of the conversation here when we started off the VOP this morning show. But Barrister, just in case there's anything you want to add, to the killings and the IGP deploying special anti-bandit squad nationwide, removing mobile policemen from riot policemen from VIPs and the rest. I mean, that was a conversation we had earlier in the day. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Moses, this is the fire brigade approach. Each time this type of thing happens, you see them running around, running helter-skelter from pillar to post. We are going to do this, we are going to do that. At the end of the day, when the thing seems to have simmered down, everybody will go back to relax, with no clear-cut agenda to end this thing permanently. I said permanently. So after sending anti-bandit squad, what happened at the end of the day? Will they exterminate them? The answer is no. If this IGP is serious, because he said it, that he's going to dislodge all those people that are occupying villages in Benue and Plateau. These people that have taken hostage villages, farmland, territories, especially in Benue and Plateau, dislodge them, let them go back to where they came from. That is the only time I will listen to whatever they are doing. Apart from that, this thing is just ad hoc arrangement. It doesn't last. Temporary measure. It can never last. Because, first, the people that are sponsoring them are still out there. Moses, they are still out there. Why is it that nobody is talking? Very serious issue. Nigeria just put it at the back burner. Very serious issue. They put it at the back burner. We left the leprosy that is what we are chasing rashes. And you want me to sit down here and say, yeah, they are doing so well. Is this the first time this type of thing has happened? After all this staccato arrangement and all that, what happened at the end of the day? They will not tell that it has cooled down. The thing is subsiding. Meanwhile, these guys are still where they are. They are just bidding their time to strike again. We didn't hear that they have been asked to leave Nigeria. We didn't hear that. Mr. Okoro, you were here during Shagari when they told us that Ghana was the problem of Nigeria and the famous Ghana must go started. Is that not true? Yeah. We are talking about people who were not even causing insecurity. We just call them economic migrant or nuisance, that they are taking the work from Nigerians and all that. We now say they should go. Ghana must go. And they left. We saw when Ghanaians left this country. Have you seen when the terrorists left Nigeria? To tell you that, yeah, what they are trying to do now will work. They are still there. They will just go and hide inside the bush and wait for the next assault. So the government is not serious. Let them accept it. As for whatever, the National Assembly, I was thinking they are going to answer Bakari and say, look, oh, what you are accusing us of is not what we are. Look, we have done this, we have done this, we have done this, we have done this to show that we are our own man. That was the reply I was expecting from Akpabio and the people. They tell us, even this state of emergency now that is haunting Tinubu and embarrassing him, the National Assembly would have saved him that problem. Now that the man is regretting what he did because of the backlash, have they helped him? So what Bakara and many people have told this nation is the fact. It's just that they don't want to agree. They don't want to accept. But the truth is bitter. I will tell us that thing you have done to show that yes, you are your own man. You don't agree with the Tinubu and most of the bad policies. You didn't do that. You are just talking here and there as if you are making. My friends, you are not helping Nigeria. You are not the legislator that we wanted. I don't know how you came into that place. You are not. In fact, you are the worst in the history of this country. Most of the things that we are suffering today, this National Assembly are part of it. In fact, they are the architect of it. Because they're supposed to x-ray all the policies of Tinubu and tell him, no, this one will not work. Oh. It will harm Nigerians. So don't try it. Oppose it. But whatever he brings, they will stamp it. Whatever he brings, they will stamp it. And you are telling me a National Assembly.
Okay. Baris, thank you very much. Now, talking about the killings, IGP deploys special anti-bandit squads nationwide. When I saw this, I was kind of taken aback because I didn't expect this to come from the IGP in the sense that what is happening about banditry and terrorism is not your regular civil law enforcement issues. You know, this is not about burglary. It's not about theft. It's not about pickpocket. It's not about armed robbery. It's not about two fighting. I mean, this is terrorism. You know, where people are clearly in contact with the powers of the state. You know, the state holds the monopoly of control of legitimate violence. So when you have terrorists, insurgents, who more like want to take over the power of the state, insurgency. You know, like in Borno State now, where we had before, now we also have a repeat, where 3 local government areas have been in control, you know, of the bandits. It is not civil, it is not law and enforcement. It's not something. So IGP, what we are telling him, Nigerians know that clearly our military, the army is even overwhelmed. The army that is trained, this is a war of asymmetry.
They are not
you don't even know.
Okoro, please let me help you there. They are not overwhelmed though.
No, Barrister, for the optics. No, at least what we see.
Let us call out this thing as it is. They are not overwhelmed. If not, those people that are out there in the southeast that are just lying idle, they are just doing nothing except to extort money from civilians. Okay. What are they doing there?
Now that's the point.
You listen to what Ore said.
In places where they are deployed, they are clearly overwhelmed because we saw what happened where 3 of them were captured and killed, you know, and videoed and sent to Nigerians the other day. So if you look at all of this, I think the IGP is misplacing his priorities because he clearly doesn't understand this thing. It's terrorism. We're talking about terrorism where you have people that you don't even know, non-state actors. They are embedded within society. So it takes intelligence, you know, to fish them out, you know, to say this is who this person is. And it also requires some form, if he was talking about community effort, community policing, to identify these people who are embedded within the larger society, it would be a different thing. But you can't take this, I mean, the normal policemen, even if it is anti-riot policemen like mobile force, are they trained to withstand such situations?
I think there are special squads that are trained for that.
How many of them? How many of them?
Well, numbers. The numbers is a different thing entirely. But we have some of them that are trained.
You know, so when we hear this type of things coming out from, in fact, before he comes out to do this, he should also liaise with the NSA, who should tell him, no, look, this is not what it is. It's all about military effort. You know, to combat terrorism and banditry. It's not a police thing.
Well, of course, as it is, the military in itself is overwhelmed. The military...
so if the military is overwhelmed, is it the police that will...
The police will just add to the numbers, basically.
To the numbers?
Yes, add to the numbers and help
They are training and their job.
Let's not forget, we have our own version of SWAT, Special weapons and and tactics. We have our own version, and they are embedded within the police. So those ones that are specially trained,
trained to do what? To quell a protest and riots.
And arrest civilians. Is that not what they do?
Not just protests and riots. They are there to combat.
They are called riot policemen. This is warfare. This is warfare.
Moses, you are trying to give these people.
But then again, those we are warring with, I mean, are they trained as well?
They are trained.
Are they trained?
Some of them are trained. Some of them were trained in Afghanistan. They have training camps. They have camps even here in Nigeria. They have terror cells. They have cells where they are trained.
Didn't you hear what this man in Nigeria said, their leader there, the junta, that Nigeria is even sponsoring terrorism and all that, and they have camps within our border.
Some of them are trained in Libya, in Chad,
so
in the Sahel, and brought down here.
The people that are doing this, you cannot say they are not trained though, because if you see their modus operandi,
their precision,
I'm telling you,
they could
the
have,
accuracy and precision in bringing down
military tactics and the rest, but I think the large population, they are majorly recruited. They just recruit young men from here and
there. When they recruit them, they train them.
But how come none of them has been killed? Did you
No, they are killed.
How many of them are killed?
How many of them are killed? I mean,
killed.
whenever they are in their operation, in wiping out villages and all that, like in Benue and Plateau, did you hear that anybody has been arrested? Did you hear?
Arrest is a different thing, because the operations are usually done maybe early hours of the day or late into the night, and then they go away. So most times before,
our military will be sleeping by that time.
Or intelligence community.
They are sleeping.
What is DSS doing? What are they doing?
They are sleeping. They are sleeping while these guys are on the operation. You can imagine. That is why this thing have continued to fester. We don't have men who are committed to stamping out this thing. We don't. Seriously. We don't. In fact, since the NSA made that announcement that the arms and ammunition bought for the military are being sold to these terrorists, and nobody challenged him.
No, even he should have resigned after making that statement.
I'm telling you, I said nobody.
In a Senate claim, the man, he will just throw in the towel.
And nobody.
In fact, it was after his resignation that people will tell that the agency will tell people why he resigned.
I'm telling you,
it's interesting that we're talking about this, and I just looked at the Guardian, and then there's this headline there. That also talks about what the conversation we are having now. Armed herders kill 11 in fresh Benue attack as Ribadu, NSA, defends FG's security efforts.
Yes, because he's having a battle. He's having a battle with the state governor. The state governor says, look, these people are coming from Libya and from Chad. And NSA says no. So if he says no, where are they coming from? How many of them has he arrested?
Arrested, yes.
That is the question.
I just told you here how we send Ghana packing. Why can't the president make an announcement? If you're a foreign terrorist in Nigeria, we are giving you 24 hours to leave Nigeria, or else you're a dead man. Why can't the president make such an announcement? From Buhari to Tinubu, why can't they make such an announcement, Mr. Okoro? Please, can somebody tell me? You can see. You are talking of the one that came out from Kwara. Look, more are coming because here has become a fertile ground for terrorists. I'm not joking. A fertile ground for terrorists. It will come to a point where they will now share the states. Each terrorist cell will now control one state, and they share it like that. And what is the end game? Kidnapping, ransom payment, nothing else. Kidnapping, ransom payment. That's what they are into. And this thing is spreading. Look at Kwara. What? Just a stone through, you have entered the southwest. Abi? It's the nearest this thing to southwest here. And nobody is saying anything. Until the bubble will now burst. They will now blame Okoro or Moses or even Nnamdi Kanu that is in detention.
Or Peter Obi.
They must look for somebody to blame. Just like the president is blaming the governors now. Can you just imagine? Your responsibility. You are now blaming somebody who have no power of control. And nobody have challenged and said, Mr. President, what is the meaning of it? You are the commander-in-chief. I said, oh my God.
Barrister, for the sake of this conversation, for the sake of enlightening our viewers, let's look at this security vote of an issue. What if the governors decide that, look, let us put this security vote to use and empower vigilante? Can't they do that? Empower vigilante, fortify them with
No, Barrister, they can do that.
ammunition, so they can protect the borders of the states. Can they do that?
They cannot, because one, the federal government, for their body language, they are not. I don't think they are disposed for you having your own security outfits.
No. What is happening to Amotekun?
They are not. Hold on, I'm coming. If they are disposed to such idea, they would have made an announcement, empower the governor, say, yeah, go and secure your people, tell them to form vigilante. Because I'm taking a cue from what happened in Benue. Benue was the first state that established a vigilante through their House of Assembly. Legally established, legally. They were giving arms and all that. What happened? The thing died down immediately in Benue. Then because
why did it die down?
No, I said when these people were established,
okay.
It died down. Because they could not operate that time. The first IG, Idris, that Buhari appointed, he went to Benue, disarmed all of them, took their guns away and called them criminals. Immediately, these guys resurfaced.
Okay, so what stopped them from rearming themselves?
Mr. Okoro, please. If they wanted it, it would have been done. Look at the governor there, what he's doing. Do you know what he's facing behind closed door? I don't know what they see in that Benue. They did this thing with Autumn. The man suffered so much humiliation before he left office. Now, this other one again, because I was wondering how a reverend father of Catholic faith will take such a job, and now he doesn't even know what to do or what to say. You are calling market women, traditional ruler, youth to come for a meeting on how to secure your state. Instead of doing the needful. Mr. Oko, what does that tell you?
Now, Barrister, let me tell you what is going on in the southwest about Amotekun. We know clearly that Amotekun has not solved the problem of insecurity in the south, but they've been able to put a wedge. There's a pushback. They are doing their best. They are in the forest. Then if you go to Anambra State, we have Chukwu Masoludo, who has floated the Agune Chamber, Udogachi, and they have not been able to clearly take out insecurity, but there is work in progress. So when this thing happened in Benue, you recall that the Southwest governors had a problem, of arming Amotekun too. But what's his name? The man that died. Akeredolu was able to find a way around it. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria.
Did you see what he went through?
Whatever he went
found
through,
a way around it.
He found a way around it.
Because their brother was the VP then.
And their brother is the president now. So why can't? So are you now saying that the president cannot allow? We have Fabemi, the person that put a cog in the wheel of Autumn's progress that time was the Attorney General of the Federation. When Amotekun came, it was a Malami. Was it Malami or they said no, you cannot do that? And they were able to push back. Now we have a Fabemi who is the Attorney General of the Federation. He's from the southwest.
Mr. Okoro.
So why is it difficult to say, look?
It is difficult because
states have their vigilantes, arm them. The DG of DSS the other day said, come to us. We have provision for a certain level of armament that you can carry. We'll give it to you. We'll give you that provision. As he said, I'm discussing with people in my own state, in my own community, in Ijebu. I'm an Ijebu man. He said that much. I'm discussing with my people. Come to us. Put yourself together and come to us. Why is it difficult for the people of Benue and Plateau State? If they were disarmed, why can't they rearm themselves?
Mr. Okoro, listen very well. I just told you here. What is difficult in President Tinubu coming out to make that announcement?
Which announcement, Barrister?
That look, henceforth, every state governor, make sure you establish vigilante in all your communities.
So if the president doesn't make the announcement, can people defend themselves?
Oh, really? So that tomorrow
must the president be the one to make the
announcement? Yes, that is when I know that yes, it has so that I know that it has the federal government authority. Because tomorrow now, the same people will tell you that no, I told you what happened with the Benue and Idris, the first IG.
But Barrister, Colin Powell said it is easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Exactly.
Go ahead, establish the vigilante. Let the federal government blame you. But you have established it.
We established one in Southeast, especially yes, in Southeast, Abi.
Yes.
ESN What happened to it?
Did the governor let it work?
No, is it the governor? No,
Did the governor let it work?
No, it's not the governor.
But I just told you that Agune Chamber is working in Anambra State.
I said it is.
There are forest guards in Enugu State. It's working.
It's not working.
No. See, Barrister. Even we have the police. People are. We have the military. People are still being killed. We have police. People are. There's still armed robbery. The fact that you have police doesn't mean that you have solved the problem of armed robbery. The fact that there is forest guard in Enugu does not mean that there are not pockets of infractions here and there, like in Anambra State. But their presence, they have to be there. You know, if their presence alone solves a lot of problems.
If this thing received the official seal of the federal government,
okay.
You will see what
Barrister's take is that the federal government.
Yes, that's the only thing that is serious.
Speak on the issue.
If they're serious,
while we wait for the federal government to speak on the issue, communities are being levied. Barrister, the president has said, take political decisive action.
Look at the
addressing the governors.
Look at the word. Take decisive action.
Isn't that something that something that the governors can hold on to?
Listen to these people. Listen, that is when you see whenever they want to be clever by half, that's what they say. That's what they say. So that tomorrow they will use it against you. This same attorney general will come and tell you, was there any time the president said you should go and arm yourself? He will ask you that question, and will you answer? You can't answer. You can see. So if you really meant it, tell them, make an announcement so that these people that are terrorized will know that the game is up.
If you say that the president should ensure that these perpetrators are arrested and brought to book, and he has failed in doing that, I will agree with you. But if you say that the governor should wait for a president to announce, go and form a vigilante, there's a security outfit in Edo State, for crying out loud. There was one that Obaseki formed. This man came, he's trying to rejig it by bringing in his own people. Did the president make any announcement to that effect? No, he didn't. See, these problems are layered. There are ones within the ambit of the presidency, but there are also ones within the purview of the governors. Governors should take action to the extent that they can. In Abia State, we have what we call the Homeland Security. Homeland Security, more like a security outfit. They should be armed to protect the people. You don't have to wait for the president to tell you what to do.
Really?
Yes.
So what is stopping him from... Now, I'm asking you this question. He is the chief security officer of Nigeria.
Okay.
What is stopping him from making that? Since he
knows which announcement? Does the constitution give him the power to say, state, form security outfits?
Oh, the constitution now gives him the power to remain relaxed and idle while Nigerians are being slaughtered.
All right.
You can see now.
Well,
if you want to solve the problem, I told you how they told Ghana to leave
about the National Assembly and Bakare, you know, I didn't expect anything different because we have a National Assembly that is clearly defensive, you know. And like I always say, I have a problem with the communications arms of most government agencies. They are not proactive. They are clearly reactive, you know. Nothing says that, look, the Bakare said that you are rubber stamp. So just tell them, look, this is what we have done. Does it look like we are rubber stamped? Instead of attacking the man. You have not solved the problem. That is not corporate communication. That is not public communication. So the handlers of either the Senate president or even the communications arm of the Senate, the National Assembly itself, I fault whatever they do.
Don't blame them. It's because they don't have anything to tell. That's why they went through that route.
Okay.
They have nothing to present as their scorecard.
All right then. Okay. Let's get into another headline here, still from the Punch. Flight disruptions likely over NIMET workers' strike. NIMET workers yesterday declared an indefinite strike due to remuneration issues. And people are afraid to fly now because they say, look, if NIMET workers are on strike, how can we be sure that we will get actual data as to the weather?
You'll be flying blind.
Fly. Well,
they can use Google. They can use Google.
That man who used Google to do operation.
Can use Google now.
And the woman died in the process.
On a lighter note, though. On a lighter note. It's a very serious issue. It's a very serious issue.
Yes, it is a serious issue.
Yeah, but aviation strike is all over the world now. There's nothing strange. It happened all over the world. The one that happened in London the other time, you saw how long it lasted in UK. It is a common problem. The thing is that those people doing those work, they don't see them as important. That's why once in a while they raise their head to say, look, we are still here.
No, it's not a matter of not seeing them as important. It's about priorities. doctors go on strike. Does it look like the government doesn't see them as important?
They don't.
You know, it's just about prioritizing, you know, budgeting and all of that. In the first place, what are they asking for? Pay rise, pay increase, and all of that. Didn't the minimum wage, didn't it affect them? Why or are they asking for something special because they are doing a special job?
When did you hear that your ministers went on strike because of poor pay?
Exactly the point.
Your ministers,
and governors.
So they just sit down.
And legislators.
It's even their essays that do the work. They just sign. After they have worked and done all the data analysis, everything, they just bring the governor will sign. That's what they do.
And some of these essays are actually poorly paid. They are not well.
I'm telling you, they are.
That is why before if you get into,
they took the job. If they knew that the pay was not good enough,
for lack of what to do,
they wouldn't have taken
for lack of what to do. And some of them also use it as an opportunity to find their way into the political space. So when you get into National Assembly, you want to see a senator, people are trying to put stumbling blocks, entry barriers on you.
Don't tell them you're essay to the government.
No, because they also want you to grease their palm before you see the senator and all of that. So our work culture here is very, very. We need to do a lot of surgery, a lot of rejigging, a lot of. I don't know.
Do you know one of the reasons why we are always lacking behind? Mr. Okoro, somebody will come and set a pace, a template on how things should work. And another person will come and scatter everything because it will not favor him. I want to use the Anambra template under P2B. Are you telling me that if Obiano had continued where P2B stopped, he will be harassed by EFCC by now? You can see. This continuity, people say for continuity.
Yes, the problem of continuity. Unfortunately, I was, Soludo came to Enugu, we came to Lagos the other day to present his 3-year scorecard. And the only, someone came to speak and he said, look, this is the first time that Anambra State is getting a governor that is working.
The first time.
Wow. First time that Anambra State is getting a governor that is working. And when it got to the governor's turn to speak, you know what the governor said? The governor was making reference to everything that went wrong in 2013. And he left the 8 years that Obiano was in office, was in government.
That is a very
because this is the
politics.
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 Politics. And so somebody comes to tell me that for the 8 years P2B was in Anambra State, count out the interlude when he was in and out, for the 8 years that he didn't do anything. And the governor is busy heaping all the blames on what happened between 2000 and whatever and 2013. Now, the same P2B left Anambra State without debt.
That one,
he left credit.
Left some money. Nobody
now Obiano came, squandered the whole thing.
And they left.
I had to look closely. That's 106 billion naira in 2025, quarter one. 1.75 trillion naira revenue increase.
That we are looking at January to March, Abi.
Yes, that's good.
So where do you think this money came from?
You and I now.
You are talking about cost of goods and services. You can see.
You know, so you did the revision of the consumer price index.
You can see.
So who is paying? You
I wonder.
Because I mean, if I'm an importer and I get into the port, you slam a levy on me, I'll simply transfer it to the end user, to the consumer.
Exactly.
But despite this, we are still going to borrow. We have not heard that
they made quite a lot in December as well.
Yes,
and then you start to wonder.
Not just customs, though. Other agencies, FIRS, make more.
All of them we are giving matching order. Go and raise money.
So all these monies, where are they getting into?
Why can't we put some of those monies back into the budget?
No, they reduce the borrowing, the deficit. The exposure on deficit. We don't get to hear about all of this.
You heard what IMF said in your first edition, that inflation will rise to 37%
by 2026. And so when all these monies come, instead of plowing them back, to capital expenditure, we see the recurrent expenditure increasing. Yes. We see it increasing. We see more travels for a certain set of people.
We don't have economic managers. Just don't deceive yourself. We don't have economic managers, seriously. All this money in a Senate climb, they should have helped to restructure the economy and all that. All this money. But it's like somebody just sat on it and do with it whatever he likes. Anything that can be bought with money, they buy it over. All these governors that are shaking their head now, whether they will stay in PDP or APC, what is behind it? You and I know that in Nigerian politics, the moment you start dancing kokoma, somebody is playing the music somewhere, and the music they are playing is with money. Nothing else, money. Give them money, they can sell their entire family. That's what is going on. So is that what you call a strategy? All the people that are telling us that somebody is massive, is that how to play strategy, Mr. Okoro? You are using money to compromise all our institutions and all our system. You are not thinking of tomorrow. I said, watch. Tomorrow somebody will come here and tell us, how did we get here? They are the ones. So they are the ones. The ones we are suffering now is what somebody caused some years back. It's not enough lesson. It's not enough lesson. Now, after all this, who suffered it? The ordinary Nigerian in the street. That's why we are saying nobody should tolerate this type of politics. It's very, very bad. You want everybody to come under. Then what democracy did you tell us you fought for? Mr. Okoro, you were here when they told us that somebody fought for democracy. He did it. Is that how he fought for it?
But actually, on the flip side, he did. He was very active in the days of Nadeko.
I said, do that thing. When you are doing it for selfish interests, it's not politics. Mr. Okoro, Mandela suffered for 27 years of his youthful age to free South Africa. When he became free, he contested and won, the first black president of a free South Africa. And what happened? After first time, the man went home to go and rest. Mr. Okoro, if it were in Nigeria, you don't need to be told what will happen. They will rewrite the constitution. No other person will be president except people from Mandela's family because he suffered for 27 years. Is that not true? No, is that not true? And someone say, yes, he suffered. Yes, he suffered for South Africa. He was there for 27 years. This time, all manner of excuses will be. This is not how to build a nation. I told you here what happened with George Washington. That man saved America from becoming an absolute monarchy. That man alone. Why can't you copy such things here, for God's sake, so that Nigeria can move forward? Whenever people have small opportunity, they use it to embarrass themselves and everybody. Tomorrow now, when they leave office, they will start regretting.
All right.
Asking what happened. I didn't know. It was my subordinate too.
Okay.
And they will suffer more down the line.
All right then. Let's go to some other headlines here. Monarch backs African Pope as 9 stand to succeed Francis. That's talking about the election of another Pope. Poliomyelitis outbreak hits 9 states in Nigeria, says UNICEF. Plateau NBA advocates self-defense against attacks. We've touched on, the issue of self-defense and insecurity. Coalition urges NAS on bill to reserve seats for women in parliament. We just might speak to this, and then we'll also go to FG targets $4 billion import reduction via proposed steel incentive bill. All right, gentlemen of the press.
Do you need a law for that?
Which one are you speaking?
The one of women. Is
women.
it the first time? Remember, APC said that they have 35%. What's it called? Allocation for women. Have they implemented it under Buhari? Have they? So when they say this type of thing, is it relevant? They know.
But the current president has done a lot for women in terms of appointment. Yes.
Why is he not talking about Natasha? What she's going through under?
That's not appointment, Barrister.
Is that what?
That's not appointment.
It's not appointment.
We're talking appointments. Appointment into political offices.
No. When you are going to appoint them only to disgrace and harass them, what's the need?
Barrister, that case is in court. Let's allow.
It's in court, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's allow the case to.
I agree with you. But
it's sub judice.
Yes, I've heard. I know, but then you see, when you are building these structures that will not help us, please, instead of allowing it to grow, bring it down so that we know that.
Barrister, are you opposed to giving a particular slot to women, particular number of seats to women?
I am opposed to it because women say that whatever a man can do, they can do better.
So they should be given equal ground to contest.
Exactly. Free hand, yes, free hand. don't compromise the system. Let everybody go there and compete fairly. When Hillary Clinton contested in America, they didn't give her any special attention. They didn't. If
No,
not for
I think the thing is about it's not just about appointment, about what seats in National Assembly.
National Assembly seats.
How is that going to work, by the way?
Oh well, I think parties will have to field some women, and then
What I mean is, okay, when they come to Oshodi Solo, they say
there must be one woman,
in the contest or
in the contest.
No, maybe what they should say is Oshodi Solo, in this assembly, you are going to produce a woman. Ajeromi Folodu, you are going to produce a woman. Because if you allow men to contest, men will still take it from them. So I'm just trying to look at the workability.
No, I don't think so. The thing is fairness at all levels.
How do you determine fairness now?
By making sure that the electoral system is not compromised at any point in time. Let people there be decent politics. You don't use money, you don't use talks, you don't use all manner of illegalities to gain power. That's what we're saying.
But Barrister, how would that favor women?
Say what?
How would that favor women?
So that we can now know the strength of the women. That's what I'm saying. When you have not given them that opportunity, what do you...
Which opportunity? They have equal... But we are also talking about equal opportunity for everybody.
But in Nigeria, it is not like that. They just say it with mouth. In reality, it is not like that.
Where is it like that? Is there any place where there's special opportunities for women?
No. I said free and fair contest.
Elections.
Free and fair contest.
Okay, yes. Now you think that if there's free and fair contest, that women will do better?
Exactly. Even
how?
Are you asking me how?
How would
so that
happen?
You don't use money. You don't use money to induce voters.
Okay, I think I understand what the border barrister is saying.
You don't use talks.
Because ordinarily...
Ordinarily. I don't understand. I don't understand. When women have won elections, did they not manipulate with money?
No.
Was it free and fair?
Hold on. I said so that more women will come in.
Okay, barrister,
they were backed by their husband. Hold on. They were backed by their husband or some people behind them. How about these other people who have something to give? But they don't have the
financial the people you are talking about, some of them that have been in government don't even have husband.
I don't think so.
So leave the husband aspect of it. Moses,
what are you saying?
Ask a question.
Like that Natasha, don't you see where she's coming from?
No, I'm not talking
about Natasha is just one person.
King Igbenko, King Igbe woman.
Okay, now that King Igbe won, the election she won, was it free and fair?
You said what?
The election she won, was it free and fair?
She was backed up now. You saw what happened in Abuja.
By who?
You saw what happened in Abuja?
What happened in Abuja?
It was a hot contest now.
So it was free and fair?
Because I eventually...
So why can't
she was backed up?
Because she was backed up now. Financial...
By who?
If you didn't even have money to pursue your election that was rigged, you won't go far now.
Exactly my point. But the other women too that have... Stella Odua won, and Kiro Onyejocha was there for 16 years, and all of these people. The elections that brought them, was it free and fair?
Why not? If not, if it wasn't fair and fair, they should have contested it.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that they were backed up. Simple. They were backed up
by who?
By either friends or their husband or their family.
When we talk about things like this, I recall Afegwa. I think
Frank Afegwa, the first woman.
Yes, when she had to go to women's salons and the rest to canvass for votes. Why can't women support their own? That's
No, but women are supporting their own. Women are winning elections. I just talked about Stella Odua that became...
We're talking about the numbers now. Women are winning elections, but then if you compare the women
from
in this current National Assembly, the figures are
By
very...
the way, are you aware that 2006 national census that we rely on...
Women are more.
Men are more.
Men are more, actually.
Men are more. Men are more, yes.
By how many percent?
Forget about the percent. Even the one that was conducted in 1991.
I don't think so. Women are more.
No, Barrister, I think that's a misconception.
No. Women are more.
Barrister, data is there now.
No.
Records are there.
Women are
even
more.
The one that was conducted in 1991. I expected that they comment.
Barrister, you probably will need to do a head count in this establishment. Look around. Let's see those that are the gender that is more in number. It will give you.
Then you extrapolate it.
Yes,
to the larger society.
I think men are more in number.
I don't think so.
Barrister, the record says that men are more.
Because look, if you consider those of them in the red light that are rendering services, I don't know. Did you put that into your data?
The people that are in the red light, the patronage, where does it come from?
But I think they are there.
So who goes to them?
No, yes, now they are there.
But who goes to them? Who goes to them?
They render services.
The numbers equalize.
They render services to you to make the society stable.
Exactly the point. So the fact that they are there, who goes there? The patronage, where does it come from?
But they are more in number. That's why
they are not.
Is there any place you can't find them? Is there any
place you can't find men?
So we are talking of number here, Mr. Okoro. Let us not run away from it. They are more in number.
We are trying to find out how institution, the institution of government can help women achieve more numbers in parliament, in offices. Another question to ask is, how many women are also out there that are willing to participate in the electoral contest? We saw Sarah Jibril, who contested the presidential election, and she won only one vote in the primary. For herself. So when you talk about women supporting women,
it is because of that financial clout. She didn't have money to bribe the delegates now.
Okay, so people could. She didn't have people to back her up.
That was yes. Now, if she had, they would have helped her, just like they help other people now. That's what I'm telling you. It's a factor. No poor man can go there. Forget it. On your own.
You are looking up something.
Yes, I'm looking up information from Nigeria Bureau of Statistics.
Or the NPC?
Yes.
About the population?
About the population.
No, it's not in context.
Which one?
Men are
the
more.
last one.
Not, the 2006
it's for barrister.
No, the 2006 records show that men are more.
With all the wars, the number of men has depleted. I hope you know that.
Let me read this. This report says, as of 2024, Nigeria's population is estimated at approximately 232.68 million. That's 232.68 million people. And of this total, about 117.67 million are males, which is approximately 50.57%. And 115.01 million are females, which is 49.43%, resulting in a male to female ratio of approximately 102.32 males for every 100 females. Barrister, this is according to 2024 data sourced from different bodies.
Is he suspect? It's not authentic.
Okay.
Is he suspect? Because in Nigeria, our data are always subjected to all manner of things.
Okay.
Tribe, religion.
Okay, this is... Now, I had to... This is another part of this information.
Those women in Poda, did you count them? You know you cannot count them.
Barrister,
they will not allow you to count them.
Another slight information here says the slight predominance of males in Nigeria's population is consistent with global demographic patterns, where the sex ratio at birth typically favors males. However, over time, factors such as... Okay, well, the other factors are male mortality, due to conflicts and the rest, tend to deplete the population of males. But generally, at birth, we seem to have more male population, more male children being born than females.
I disagree. Go and ask Canada and Japan. I disagree.
Okay.
That's why they are employing Africans now to come and do their work.
Okay.
They have more aged people now. They don't have a workforce. So can you add them to what you are saying? I said these things are subject to further interrogation, especially by people like us, so that you don't deceive the public with the things that are not there. Who finds the
Barrister, we will not stand here and change figures now that are coming from official quarters.
If you want to talk about the Asian countries, let's not shy away from the fact that it is most of it is hinged on birth. How many children are they allowed to give birth to? How many children do they give birth to per time? So if people are not getting married and giving birth to children, of course, the aged population will be more in number than the younger ones. So these information are just out there. But anyway, we are running out of time. But let's touch on a few other conversations now. Federal government targets $4 billion import reduction via proposed steel incentive bill. Come on.
Sorry, come again. Federal
Okay.
government.
Let me see if I can get a little deeper.
Import reduction
Yes.
bill, and I don't get it.
Now,
How?
the Minister
do
of
you have
Steel-
a steel industry?
Minister of Steel Development, Shuaibu Abubakar Audu is hopeful of the methodological industry bill aimed at institutionalizing fiscal incentives to boost local steel production and reduce Nigeria's dependence on imported products. Yeah. Aldo said the bill will serve as a blueprint to align industrial growth with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. And also, the creation of stand-alone Ministry of Steel Development that would also help. They're also calling on governments and its agencies and the private sector to prioritize local produced tower products. And some of the things says before the bill is passed, we are already exploring measures to offer fiscal incentives through relevant ministries like finance and other key agencies. And the goal is clear: local production creates jobs and grow the economy sustainably by improving steel production.
Moses, these are just theory. We have had it before. He just want to say something as a minister. The people before him, what did they do with the Ajokuta Steel Complex? The thing is like the biggest in the whole world, lying fallow there, lying moribund, and you're talking of a steel industry. So I should not clap for him, Abi. Over the years, what happened to that steel industry? Are we not supposed to ask questions? Meanwhile, they are paying people there for not doing any work. Are you aware? Every month, 10 billion naira is spent on paying salary in that place. Yet, no single thing is coming out of that place. You are talking of a steel industry. You know these things are not real. Nigeria is not fashioned to make progress. When every one of them come into office, they make statements that they know that cannot implement. A country that not want to move forward is Okoro. I was thinking that Tinubu would have faced these capital projects that will lift Nigeria, in fact, catapult Nigeria into industrial world.
Yeah, he's doing that too.
In what way?
Lagos Calabar Coastal Way, Badagry Sokoto Highway.
I think, please, what would that road do for you? It will
It
money.
will open up the space for economics.
For which economy? No, open up what? So when you are flying along that road, you'll be picking money on the road, Abi?
No, that's what they told us.
Okay, they told you and you believe them.
No, I'm
holding
a conversation with you.
Yeah, that one I cannot believe them. Okay. And that's why I'm saying it. Because the foundation is faulty.
Okay.
This is not how to go about it.
But Barrister,
there are things that are lying fallow. This pepper industry, Okwiboku, look at all the newsprint all over Nigeria. They're important.
Right. Okay. Any government that comes in takes up the issue of Jokuta and Alaja steel mills, revives them, brings them back to
optimal level.
That very administration will have done more than 40% of what needs to be done.
I'm telling you.
Well, this is where we can anchor this conversation, gentlemen. Well, big thanks to you, Barrister Darlington Agumo. Thank you very much for your thoughts and your time. And I am Moses Humphrey, wishing you a beautiful day. But Chukuma has...
Yes, Chukwuma Okoro is my name. 6 o'clock, join me. We are going to talk about Fubara meeting President Tinubu in London. And somebody is saying, look, why wasn't I part of that meeting? Join us again, 6 o'clock. Bye for now.
Nigeria, we heard you.